We got new stuff for Wuthering Waves, baby. We got Changli animations for 1.1. We got Jinshi animations. We got Changli's kit. We got Jinshi's kit. If you didn't already know, though, they're the new characters coming out for 1.1 in Wuthering Waves. If I'm just on the Prudwin website here, and these are the characters we have in the game right now. You can see that Changli has a 1.1, so is Jinshi, because they're coming out in 1.1. So they will be added to the cast of characters we already have. We're going to start with Changli. I'm going to show off this video of her animations. It's not me playing, so I can't control it. We're just watching the video. But I will explain what we're seeing, what you're seeing on the screen, and how, like, what is it in her kit that you're seeing? Like, oh, that's her basic attack. Or, oh, that's her resonance skill. Or, oh, that's her resonance liberation. That thing, I'll do it as well for Jinshi, but we'll start with Changli. From what I've seen people talking about Changli, they're saying that they feel that Changli is going to be like the yinlin for Encore, as Changli is a fusion character, so fire. She's a fusion character. She uses a sword. That's the normal sword, not the big sword, because that is called a broad blade, which Jinshi uses. But we'll get to her in a second. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people comparing Changli to the yinlin for Encore, as yinlin is the yinlin for clacharo, Cal Freezy, whatever you want to go with. Yes, so like a support sub DPS type thing for Encore. So if you have Encore, you enjoy using Encore, I would definitely think about getting Changli, saving up, being ready for Changli if you're an Encore fan. With that, let's get into Changli's animations here. Enough diddle-doddling about here. So we're going to start from the very beginning. I will make this a little bit bigger. Well, bam. There is Changli. I do like her design. She looks just splendid. She kind of has like that devious kind of look on her face. Like, she knows what she's doing out here. Also, the jiggle physics right there. Absolutely insane. What kind of gravity do we have going on in the Wuthering Waves world that leads to that kind of bounce when we're just moving? But yeah, so this is just them running around, just trying to show off what she looks like when she's running around. So it's the basic attacks right there on the ground, and then we have that right there, that little bit of flare at the end if we do. So bang, and then bam, charge forward. So when we're looking at that, what is that? What did we just see? What did my eyeballs just, witness? So we have the basic attack there on the ground, perform up to 4 consecutive attacks dealing fusion damage. After releasing ground basic attack stage 4, she enters a state called True Sight. In True Sight here, when we go down to her resonance skill, after releasing basic attack, True Sight Conquest. When in True Sight, so you get it after doing the 4 basic attacks. We're in the middle here, if you can see my cursor there. If Changli uses a ground basic attack, she releases True Sight Conquest, rapidly approaching the enemy and dealing fusion damage, considered as resonance skill damage, and then after releasing the True Sight Conquest, your True Sight state ends, which is what we just had happen in that little montage there. I'll play it back for y'all real quick just to show it again. The basic ground attacks, and then bam, there it is. That is the charge forward that they mention here in her kit. Also, if at any point I get something wrong, and you know more than me, feel free to let me know. But that's what I've gleaned from this as rapidly approaching the enemy in our True Sight Conquest after we enter the True Sight state, because you enter it after the ground basic attack stage 4. Well, bam, that's what we just saw right there. Let it play some more. It is really cool, though. Like, animation-wise, looks sick. I like the kind of, like, fire phoenix feeling going on with, like, the feathers. Also, the feathers in, like, her hair. It just looks cool. Like, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of the animation. Bang! And that part's really cool where it's like, oh, it's dying down, but then there's one big final whoop-bam! Bam! It's just cool. It's just cool. They just keep doing it over and over. I don't blame them. Pulls out the umbrella. Boom! Slash forward. Bang, bang, bang. Now we're in the air. Bang, we turn into a phoenix. Whoop-bam, plunge attack, and all sorts of nonsense. All right. What the hell just happened? What am I looking at? What the eyeballs eyeballing here? So, when we just saw her flying through the air, I believe that the moment where she like launches up into the sky and we have all of the little like flame lines here. So right after this, I believe, is the first time to do it. Yep, there's the umbrella, and then bam, that part. You see all the lines, and then she drops down, that I believe is our resonance skill. Tripartite flames? Tripartite flames? Tripartite? Tripartite? I don't know. Whatever it is. That's what it is. So rapidly, after releasing resonance skill, rapidly attacks enemy and enters true sight. Badoom, in the end, releases a plunging attack, dealing fusion damage. So we have her flying up into the sky there. And then there is the Phoenix, which, how do you get the Phoenix? So the Phoenix is when in true sight. So again, a lot of this is when you enter the true sight, state. If Changli jumps or uses basic attack in midair, she releases a true sight charge, dashing towards the enemy and dealing fusion damage. That is what I believe to be that Phoenix right there. She is in the air during that, and she attacks. Boom, goes up, bang, attacks, charges forward, Phoenix, bam. Ends with a plunging attack, and then does some more attacks at the end. Boom, Resonance Liberation. Looks sick. I love all the Resonance Liberations so far in this game. They just all look super amazing. I'll just kind of let this play out now just to enjoy the beauty of Changli here. Looking at all of her little skills, all that beauty. Just looks cool, man. It just looks cool. A lot of the abilities of characters in this game just look cool. There she is with a devious little smile on her face. She knows what she's up to. She's got the little fan of, like, flaming phoenix feathers, I guess. I don't know what that's really supposed to be. But that is all of the Changli animations we have right there. And then, yes, that ultimate we saw, or the Resonance Liberation as the actual name. Let's see, where is it here? There, Resonance Liberation, bang! That is your Resonance Liberation, or your ultimate, whatever you want to call it. I know the technical name is Resonance Liberation, but many people play this game, play, Genshin, Star Rail, whatever. Call it the ultimate, that's still what I normally call it. This is like an ultimate attack. Deal fusion damage nearby, obtaining 4 stacks of enflamement, and enter Fiery Feather. Fiery Feather here, then. When Changli releases a heavy attack, Flaming Sacrifice within 10 seconds, her attack is increased by 25%, after which Fiery Feather ends. So that is basically what you saw there going on with her animations in terms of like the skill, the liberation, just the basic attack, whether you're in air or you're not in air. We didn't see the dodge counter because they're not actually fighting anyone. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of the numbers. Numbers aren't like insane in comparison to other people we have in the game that fill out similar roles. So it's not like she's dealing 15 times the amount of damage of anyone else. So we have then her inherent skills here. When Changli releases basic attack, True Sight, Conquest, or basic attack, True Sight Charge, for each stack of enflamement, she increases her fusion damage by 5%. So you do want to have stacks of enflamement if you want to get the most out of her damage during that. And then inherent skill, Swooping Force. When Changli releases a heavy attack, Flaming Sacrifice, or the Resonance Liberation, Radiance of Fealty, Changli's fusion damage bonus is increased by 20%. Changli ignores 15% of target's defense when dealing damage. So, yeah, I mean, it's just basically saying, hey, when you do these things, we're going to be doing more damage. So you want to remember those things when you're actually playing with her. Again, things could change before they come out. Pro games could say, we're going to change this up real quick, or change this percentage, or change this number. So do keep that in mind when, viewing all these videos and such not. Intro skill, Changli appears in midair, attacks the target, and enters True Sight. She enters True Sight quite a lot, and, we saw what happens when you're in True Sight, whether on the ground or in the air. Outro skill, this is where people are feeling you run her with Encore, is what I'm gleaming. Changli's outro skill increases the switched in Resonator's fusion damage by 20% and their Resonation Liberation damage by 25%. So you'd want to swap from Changli straight into Encore, not anyone in between. This does say switching to another Resonator ends this effect. So you can't switch from, like if we're just looking at all these characters, I'm just going to throw a random person. Let's just say you have Verena on the team, all right? Just because who doesn't have Verena on their team if we're being honest? Let's say you're running Encore, Verena, and Changli. You'd want to start with Verena, then you'll want to swap to Changli, and then you'll want to swap to Encore. You don't want to go Changli to Verena to Encore, because Verena then would be getting those fusion damage buffs, which, 1, she doesn't need, and 2, you lose them when you swap into actually Encore, who does need them. So, yes, you'd want to go from Verena to Changli to Encore when you're running this to get that most out of that part of Changli's kit or outro skill. Forte Circuit, Flaming Vow. When releasing heavy attack, if Changli carries 4 stacks of Inflamement, she consumes all the stacks to release Flaming Sacrifice, dealing fusion damage considered as resonant skill damage. And then you can see here, Inflamement, you can hold up to 4 stacks of Inflamement. You get 1 stack for every basic attack, True Sight Conquest on hit. You get 1 stack of Inflamement for every basic attack, True Sight Charge, which again, you get the True Sight state after like 4 basic attacks or using your resonant skill. Or you get 4 stacks of Inflamement after you use your Resonance Liberation or your ult, the Radiance of Fealty. Again, here with her inherent skills, just a remembrance here, because you need, for each stack of Inflamement, you can have up to 4 stacks of Inflamement, which would be an extra 20% of fusion damage. Just a little quick math thing right there. Just to bring that all back on that. Then these are just the bonuses on the stat bonuses on our kit. Crit rate, attack, crit rate, attack, crit rate. That is Changli as far as we know thus far for Wuthering Waves. She looks really cool. I kind of want her. I really like her design and just something about that little smile of hers. That just devious little smile that this woman has. It's taken my heart. It's taken my heart by storm. But now let's talk about Jinshi. All right, now we move on to Jinsi. It always throws me off seeing this. I feel like everyone just misspells it and it should be, Jinshi. But yeah, no, it's Jinsi. It throws me off every time I see it. Regardless, though, her kit it gets a little crazier. It's a little more complex, I would say, than Changli's. And there's like 9 trillion things going on. What do I mean by that? Well, so we're gonna just jump in here, I suppose. And so we have her basic attack. She has a normal basic attack, normal heavy attack, the mid-air attack, the dodge counter. She's got it all. The normal stuff everyone has. Okay, great. All deal spectre damage. Fan diddly scrumptious. We have a resonant skill here. Dash forward, perform consecutive strikes that inflict spectral damage. That's like the basic version. Then we have overflowing radiance. After Jinshi uses basic attack 4, or well, not in incarnation. I'll explain that in a second. An alternative resonance skill, overflowing radiance, becomes available within 5 seconds. Resonance skill, overflowing radiance, inflicts spectral damage and sends Jinshi into incarnation. You can cast this in midair. So what I've gotten here is she has like 2 resonance skills, depending on if you're in the incarnation state or if you're not in the incarnation state. Her resonance liberation, I'll show it in a second. Nothing too crazy with that. Let's just get to her forte circuit, actually, because this is what I mean by there's a lot going on. It gets complex. Incarnation, we just learned about it. You can enter the incarnation state using your overflowing radiance resonance skill. Well, when you're in the incarnation state, you see you have an alternative basic attack, an alternative resonance skill, an alternative heavy attack, an alternative dodge, and an alternative dodge counter. So besides all your normal abilities, you now have even more. And yes, I said alternative resonance skill. We have an alternative resonance skill to our alternative resonance skill. Because we have our normal resonance skill at the top. Then we have overflowing radiance, which is a alternative resonance skill, which puts you into the incarnation state, which gives you another alternative resonance skill, which is called Crescent Divinity. When you're, when you do all these different alternative attacks that you get in the incarnation state, well, after stage 4 of incarnation basic attack, incarnation terminates and Jinshi gains Ordination Glow. We've entered another realm of Jinshi abilities here. And so you can cast this in midair. While Ordination Glow lasts, your basic attack is now replaced with the alternative heavy attacked incarnation heavy attack, which is the same heavy attack you have in the incarnation state. But now you just don't have a basic attack. You just have the incarnation heavy attack. And attack the target in midair at the cost of stamina. And then resonance skill. So your normal resonance skill, which has an alternative, which then activates another state, which gives you a different alternative. Well, now you have another resonance skill, Luminous Epiphany. Send out Solar Flare, so you become Krillin from Dragon Ball, that detonates as Stellar Glamour that deals spectre damage after a short delay. When Jinshi has incandescence, consume up to 40 incandescence. Each point of incandescence gains additional damage multiplier to the Star Glamour. can be cast in midair. After casting your resonance skill, Illuminous Epiphany, which again is your new resonance skill in this ordination glow state, you gain unison state. We've gone to another level here. All it says for unison though is while Jinhsi has unison, switching to other characters will remove her unison to trigger her outro skill and incoming characters' intro skills. Unison will be consumed in priority in place of concerto energy when your concerto energy is full. So it uses the unison instead of the concerto energy. Yes. Understand that? No, probably not, because I just literally, it's so much. Let's see it in action. You know, let's see it in action. Unfortunately, this is on the compressed Twitter quality, so I'm sorry this looks like I'm watching this on a potato, but that's what I got. It's the best I could find. Bam! Cool looking attacks, like how it seems here. Well, bam! We have that. She floats on the sword, because she is just a beautiful little princess. We have our new attacks here, because we've used our basic attack. You can see things are different than they were before. So here we go. Basic attacks, bam. New stage. We have whole brand new attacks. We're walking on air. The dragon, bam. And now we have that. Bam. That's resonance skill, not resonance liberation. That's not her ultimate. Yes, I know that looks like an ultimate, but this is the goddamn ultimate, baby. And yes, that's the clips we have. So what you saw there, she goes from the basic to the not basic. She goes from the basic into the overflowing radiance. Then from the overflowing radiance, we get the incarnation, which was that second string of attacks. So let's pull it up here again for y'all. When she starts walking in midair, I believe it starts right here. So normal attacks, bang, bang, bang. Now we enter our new state. We have our new form of basic attacks, which is right here in the incarnation state. That's her incarnation state where she's like walking on the air, performing miracles, stuff like that. And then you will enter into the ordination glow. And I believe that the ordination glow resonance skill is when she does this dragon summon. That's the solar flare. That is Krillin from Dragon Ball. And then we have, of course, her beautiful ultimate resonance liberation. Bang! Which is actually not very in-depth or crazy. It's literally just Purge of Light. You deal damage. They kept it simple there for us. They kept it simple there because they knew the Forte circuit would just be insane. Her skills increases Spectre damage and then increases intro skill. Luong's Halo gains 50% additional damage. Those are pretty simple. They kept it pretty simple besides the fact she enters like 19 different states. And you've got to kind of keep this all in mind to some degree. I know a lot of people don't play this game or play these games super in-depth. You're trying to get the very most, every little pinnacle detail down. You're kind of just hitting buttons, looking at cool shit, enjoying the game. Whichever way you enjoy the game is how you should play. Games are meant to be enjoyed, so don't let anyone tell you you're playing the game wrong, because you're not. You're playing the game how you want to play it. You're enjoying it, and that's all that matters. All that matters. But yeah, yes, we just saw like all of her 19 different states right there. Not quite as much. It's a shorter clip than the Changli clip, which, you know, there's not as much of her walking around. We have her, I guess, here in the menu. You know, you can see current tag, combat skill. She does use the broad blade though. If I didn't mention that already, the big sword. So just like how clacharo, jiyan, they use the big sword, she uses the big sword. And Changli, once again, uses the normal sword, the small sword. Just like how the Rover uses the normal sword. Yep, got it. Good. That's what we got. I will be uploading my Yinlin summons. And I will also be uploading like what you should be farming for Yinlin, what your goals should be for Yinlin, how to build Yinlin, how to run Yinlin. She is so cool. I'm so glad she's out. I was so sad when she wasn't out day one, but she's here. I have her. I'm a happy man. But that was Changli and Jinhsi. Let me know if you're excited. Are you saving for them? Do you plan on summoning for them? Oh, also, she's Spectro. You're wondering what the hell is Spectro. It's what the starting rover is, and it's what a Varina is. I think those are the only 2 characters we have in the game. Yes. So we will now have our 3rd Spectro character in the game in Jinhsi, and then Changli is Fusion. You should run her with Encore. And that is our new animations, new details, new leaks, beta, all that good stuff. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new for more Wuthering Waves content. There will also be Star Rail content. And yeah, go check out my Twitch if you want to see live streams. I stream Wuthering Waves, Star Rail, some Dragon Ball Legends, some Nike Goddess of Victory. We'll be playing all sorts of games. There will be some Elden Ring coming up soon when we get the DLC. But if you enjoyed, I said it already. Hope you all are staying happy and healthy, having the best days. I'll catch y'all.